was my privilege to go to Africa, to Uganda and Kenya, and visit several of those homes that our customers had helped build, to go and visit those homes to see what those dollars had accomplished. And we were blown away. The children met us at the front door of the orphan homes and came running out to greet us and thank us for our participation, for helping them. We have a passion to do something for the incredible millions of children that get up every day and say, I don't have a destiny, what's going to happen to me?
It was a night that I don't think I'll ever be able to forget.
It was a usual Wednesday night, a tag, going to youth group.
We did worship, and then Kirby Patterson got up to speak. The first thing he said was,
I repent to your generation.
I'm sorry that my generation has left this mess for you.
but that he saw value in us, in our generation.
I think you're going to change the world. I think you're going to change your generation. I think you're going to change America. I think you have a specific task to do.
And then he went on to talk about his vision.
Building 4 orphan homes.
I mean, it seemed like, I don't know if we can do this. This is too big.
And when I heard that, I didn't believe it, because I had heard mentioned earlier that we might build 1 orphan home.
I remember sitting there just so gripped by this idea.
And it was like he was speaking my dreams and my heart.
You can build an orphan home now for about $30,000.
We went for it.
Really, we just said, we believe that you can do this. And so we just began to challenge them.
We set a goal of raising $120,000.
All right, let's build 4, let's do this. It's, you know, I don't think a youth group's ever done this before.
It was like vision and destiny coming together in this one night.
Kirby had planned to match every dollar we raised
Up to $60,000.
God has $60,000 for you from my company and a company I've started, Destiny Protection Systems.
He basically challenged our students.
So after Kirby launched this vision, I really felt like I was supposed to just raise money.
We didn't do any fundraising.
They weren't sending out letters, they weren't soliciting help from other people.
We just said, just bring money and give.
They were just giving out of what they had.
Our students, they got the heart.
Over the summer I mowed lawns. A lot of the money I made I gave to the HeartWork Uganda.
My plans were originally to buy a guitar.
Kids had saved up money to buy a car and they were giving that all away.
My heart just really became attached to it.
As they were sacrificing, it's like the light was coming on.
Because the thing about an orphanage is they last. You know, kids keep coming in and it multiplies.
So in the 8 weeks period, we exceeded the goal.
A usual youth group doesn't raise $127,000.
So yeah, we were able to build 4 orphan homes.
It's even more than just building a home. We're talking about creating a lifestyle where they can know God, they can be educated, they can live in a home and have parents helping to take care of them. The way Kirby says it, which I love so much, he says, we're rescuing the destiny of these children.
Before this, I knew that there was a trip to Uganda happening and it was in the works and everything. And later that night, our worship leader got up and started playing a song. And just in that, I was praying and I was meditating on what Kirby had said. And I just fell to my knees and started crying. And I said, God, surely you want me to go to Africa.
So it was just burning inside me as I sat and listened to him. And it's all I could do to just run to him at the end of the service and just tell him, I know I am supposed to be there. I'm supposed to go to Uganda.
I guess you could say I got leveled that night. Now, I was thinking there's no way that I can miss out on an opportunity to go love God's children.
So later that summer, we actually took the trip to Uganda. The second we got off the bus, just these orphans just gathered around us and started hugging us and holding our hands.
It was such a special thing. You know, we had never met them. We had no idea what their culture was like. They danced for us and sung for us. One of the first things that I noticed was just the overwhelming need of love and hope. There's such a lack of that in their life because all around them, their parents are dying of HIV/AIDS or of typhoid or malaria. And so all around them is death and poverty.
To see the children who would cringe at touch because of so much abuse has been inflicted on them.
I remember looking into the eyes of these children.
They would lie in their bed at night and just cry. Just wondering when someone was gonna come and save them.
So we had dramas that we had prepared that really just communicated a very simple message, just that Jesus loved them.
There was just such a unity between us, like me and some of the kids I was able to talk to.
This little girl ran up to me and fell asleep in my arms. Morgan Gearing came up to me and whispered in my ear, "Hold her tight, this one has AIDS."
Just loving the orphans, having such a desire to see them loved and cared for and provided for. I kind of caught the heart of God in that.
The power that had of just the simple things that somebody will care.
And I know and I believe that seeds were planted in their hearts and their lives.
I think the picture of changing the children's destiny is so perfect, where their children and the lost would come and gather and they would be built up as warriors for God's kingdom, and they would go out after growing and being raised in these places where they know that they're loved, where they're grown in a family type setting and nurtured, and where they realize that they are children of God.
That was just an amazing experience for me to watch them go from being very hopeless towards their perspective of their future to kind of realizing, you know, wait, maybe God can do something with me.
We're giving destiny back to them. And in turn, our kids are blessed by it. They are also receiving destiny for their own lives.
I think this is the beginning of something incredible.
We went as representatives, not only for TAG, but for my generation.
I truly believe that we can change the world.
God is really in this. There's something going on here. It's bigger than us. The Spirit of God is working.
I think if the fire just caught in the hearts of a few, that fire in those few spread and spread and spread and spread.
I believe that this isn't a concealed forest fire.
That's kind of the power of what has happened, is that if we can do it, anyone can. Our heart is that this would grow and spread to where churches and other youth groups and schools are taking on this heartbeat.
And that students who love and are pursuing God will see that this is God-breathed.
It'd be incredible to see other churches grab onto this idea and raise money for orphan homes.
There would not only be revival, but there would be a revolution.
And so if every youth group in the country started with one orphanage, but then just from one orphanage went to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, or built an orphanage once a year,
where there is faith-filled, God-loving people, then anything can be done. And I think that TAG, our youth group, is an example of that.